And now for bad reviews of good movies.
Alien, an empty-headed horror movie with nothing to recommend it beyond a disco-inspired art direction and some handsome, if gimmicky, cinematography. Dave Kerr, Chicago Reader. Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Shamefully sadistic, achingly dull, and totally predictable, it rehashes the far superior 1984 original. Ralph Novak, People Magazine. The Dark Knight. Flawed and overrated. Adam Nayman, Reverse Shot. The Empire Strikes Back. I found myself glancing at my watch almost as often as I did when I was sitting through a truly terrible movie called The Island. Vincent Canby, New York Times. E.T. the Extraterrestrial. More than the work of any other filmmaker, Spielberg's output seems uniquely designed to induce in me this queasy false memory syndrome. Dan McKellar, Village Voice. The Shawshank Redemption. Paradoxically, it is Shawshank's zealousness in trying to cast a rosy glow over the prison experience that makes us feel we're doing harder time than the folks inside. Kenneth Turan, Los Angeles Times. The Godfather. An intellectual's daydream about revenge without remorse and power without accountability. Andrew Sarris, Village Voice. The Godfather Part 2 really has no reason for its lavish existence other than the greediness of its makers, and that is the kind of avarice that a Godfather appreciates. Desmond Ryan, Philadelphia Inquirer. Pulp Fiction. I was looking forward to this like you wouldn't believe, but it all goes on for so long and it's not terribly witty. Margaret Pomeranz, Adna Movies, Australia. Forrest Gump. It remains a bad movie that gets worse with age. Eric Cohn, IndieWire.
And now for good reviews of bad movies.
Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Annihilation is basically back-to-back exquisitely choreographed high-tech fantasy fight scenes accompanied by a high-energy techno beat. Kerry Guten-Cohen, Detroit Free Press. Son of the Mask. A bright, fast, kitty-oriented lark. Jim Shembri, Sydney Morning Herald. Jack and Jill. A broad and endearingly loopy family comedy. John Hazelton, Screen International. Catwoman. I was pleasantly surprised with this new outing for Halle Berry. Vince Keller, Entertainment Spectrum. Batman and Robin. It is great film to look at. The movie in-jokes are quite good, too. Robert Rudin, Laramie Moviescope. Superman 4, The Quest for Peace. Of course, Superman saves the world, but the real news is that there's still some life in the series. Desmond Ryan, Philadelphia Inquirer. Speed 2, Cruise Control. Speed 2 is the most exciting to date of this summer's big action pictures. Gene Siskel, Chicago Tribune. Battlefield Earth. Overall, I liked this movie. I thought it was a good, mindless sci-fi flick with a lot of effects and action. Scott Chibwood, IGN Movies. The Emoji Movie. If I'm not dreaming, I've just seen one of the boldest mainstream American movies in ages. Jake Wilson, The Age, Australia. Alone in the Dark. It largely succeeds with what it has to work with. Just don't take it seriously and you'll have a fun time. Michelle Alexandria, Eclipse Magazine.